Attacktioneers. Welcome to the Attack Action Podcast. I'm your host, / also reviled co-host, Taylor Morrow, and I'm in a cult.
And I'm another co-host, Colin Honigman.
Doesn't say so. Doesn't say so.
It doesn't say so?
No. It just says Colin.
It's implied through
All right,
my tenure.
Sorry, go on.
Yeah, sorry. Just cutting me off because I'm a fucking pizza man in your face, everyone. Taylor.
And I'm Blake Meyer, and things are getting grisly, man.
And I'm Zane Johnson, seaplane pilot.
Is that a card name?
You guys don't know that one yet?
You have a spoiler and we didn't tell anybody?
First off, you have to watch the episode because the on-camera tiny jokes that are so good are really good. Like Blake has transformed into an evil co-host and Colin has just downgraded himself to just some guy rather than a pizza.
Just some father.
He just was declared pizza man.
Yeah, twice, 2 weeks, two
Oh
episodes
my
in a row.
gosh. Should we skip Taylor
No.
and go straight to the pizza, Colin? How did it go?
Yes, we should. It went better than anyone had a right to believe other than myself.
Way.
Fucking crushed it. Made 8 pizzas. Had a line going. My dad was dressing them up, and I was cooking them in the oven. Didn't even need the safety gloves that I bought because I'm just that good and can turn the pizza without burning myself. And yeah, I'm a fucking pizza man. It was pretty sick. I made the dough the night after our last episode. Came out great.
What I love is that because you're now a father,
13 days ago?
that you bought safety equipment because you were like, I gotta father a child with these hands. I can't hurt him. But 10 years ago, you would have been like, fucking gloves. I'll wear only a glove on my dick while I do these pizzas. And now look at you.
I'll grab that shit with my thigh.
Yeah, I'm just glad you're just taking it serious, and congratulations for everything.
Thank you.
The promotion, yeah.
Yeah,
To pizza man.
to pizza man.
Thank you. It means a lot. And I think I will hold this responsibility dearly. Because, you only get to be a pizza man once, is what they say.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I hope one day I could be a pizza man.
instead, you joined a cult. Tell us some more about that.
Okay, so as you may know, I'm on an adult co-ed softball team called the Rainbow Warriors.
Yes.
Now, not only do we have a uniform, as you do in a cult, but now we're having then this is news to me, we have an end of the year celebration where we all get the same tattoo, which is our team logo. And I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. I'm going to do it. I'm going to go to that party, bare my skin before our leader, and let them mark my body for all time. And I'm not ashamed to say that I'm in a cult. This is the best cult. Okay?
Where's it going?
I don't know. That's a hard decision.
Should do like a neck one, just so everyone has to ask you.
I've thought of that. But it's not. It's just like 3 or 4 arcs, like rainbow arcs, and that's it. So it's like not a great neck tattoo. But who knows? Maybe upper arm, maybe like down by the ankle, like you do for your first tattoo ever. I don't know.
Should do it right on your foot.
Maybe.
Like a
I thought about that.
Bony
On each
foot
finger.
tattoo.
Each like a season you've played is like you get another one.
That's cool.
Oh yeah, get like a really tiny one. That's fun.
Yeah. So I don't know.
You guys all gonna get the same shoes like another famous cult?
Not yet. Not only are we looking for sponsors for this podcast, join our Patreon, but so is our team. We would love anybody who wants to sponsor the Rainbow Warriors. We played our final game on Wednesday. We're recording on Thursday, and we won. It was a revenge game against the first team we played. We kicked the crap out of them. It was awesome. And then we went to our favorite bar, which we also have, like, you know, places we only go as a cult team, and did our ceremonial Sambuca shots and had a great time.
Nice.
Dude, it's a great cult. I'm not gonna lie. There's fucking snacks at the games. Everybody's really positive. We have post-game recaps. We rate things on a scale from 0 to 2 hard nipples now. It's great.
You're selling me on it. You're selling me on it.
What's crazy, I had one of those a while back. I was doing kickball for a couple years. My favorite team. I talked to 0.5 people from that team, and it was like my best friends for like 2 years. And it's like, dude, hopefully you got to put in the effort. You got to cult up, because I don't talk to anybody from balls deep anymore at all.
We packed the bleachers with fans also.
Where's your tattoo, Blake, from that team?
Oh, wow. It's just a tattoo of a nutsack. Weird.
What if there was just ants all over my... Ants have been attacking my house every day in different windows, different floors, and it'll be like one of those things. I'll be like, hey, everybody, the ants are coming. And both of my roommates will be like, okay, I'll go get the traps. My bad, guys. I'll let you know how it goes. I got them. Don't worry.
So, Zane, have you given up trying to be a lawyer and now you're turning into a sea pilot? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, that's right.
He's a forever student.
Forever student, yeah. We're going to seaplane school now. I watched Porco Rosso, another of the classic Studio Ghibli films, about a man turned pig who flies a seaplane in the Adriatic Sea, and it is a delightful movie.
What's the famous quote? A pig without a...
Oh wow, I watched it in Japanese. So
what? A pig. Let's search together as a family. Don't type in P. A pig without a pig is just a blank. Oh, well, that didn't show up in Google. This is a disaster.
I was like, I don't know if there was like a famous quote.
It's weird. It went straight to Pornhub.
Porco.
Wrong tab.
Better to be a pig than a fascist?
There's that one.
Yeah.
I mean, yes.
That's pretty good.
Agreed.
I'll get there. Oh, a pig that doesn't fly is just a pig. So it's kind of like they're like, why do you want to be a pilot in this war that means nothing to you? And he goes, without flying, a pig is just a pig. Like, you have to be a man of action, a pig of action. You have to say, I am going to take this meta by the balls and be the problem this ProQuest season.
This is my next new favorite spoiler card, Pig of Action.
Ooh, that would be cool.
Yeah.
This should be Betsy's log's name.
Speaking of movies with animals in them, I finally watched the greatest documentary of the 20-something century, the last
March
25 years. No, it's the only documentary. Good guess, though. Werner Herzog's Grizzly Man. And that was a movie that came out in 2005. I went to film school in 2010, and everyone had kind of been like, just watch Grizzly Man. So nobody was like, you should watch it. It was like everybody had done it, ate it, digested it, spit it back up, like ate it again. And it was like, why did I wait this long to do this? If you don't know what it's about what if you were a bad version of Steve Irwin, of like, I live in the Northwest by where Scott lives, and you're just like, hey guys, the bears are like really nice, but then you go live with the bears for summers in a row, and it's like Grizzly Man is one of like the coolest titles because it's like 5 entendres of like he has a grizzly beard, he has a grizzly death, the literal grizzly death, the grizzly bears eat him, and it's one of those things where you're like,
spoilers,
it's literally in the first 36 seconds. Like this is the story of, and if you haven't seen Grizzly Man, I don't think anybody ever encouraged me to do it, but I think it is so interesting about like, not passions, but like you can find meaning in anything, because the main thesis of you, like if I'm teaching film school one day, here we go. It would be like, as you watch this movie, do you agree with this thesis statement or not? And support your stuff of like, is there something behind the bear's eyes, or are they wild animals? Because our main character is like, these bears love me. I've been part of their ecosystem. And then he freaking gets eaten alive. And what's crazy, Werner Herzog is one of the greatest filmmakers of all time. Do I know any of his movies? No, but it's like clearly like a thing that happens. He interviews the coroner in like horror movie lighting and filming, and it's one of the most dynamic things I've ever seen of like, why is he doing this? Because it looks like, are you trying to like make this come like are you trying to be like, this is crazy, or are you trying to be like, now it's a horror movie, but it's a very grisly death? And like he's listening to there's tape of, you can't see the video, they don't show the video, they also don't show the audio, but he's like, there's audio tape of them getting eaten, and Werner is listening to it, and he tells the lady, burn this tape, make sure no one hears this ever again. And I think it's one of those like long lost, is the tape out there? And some people have been like, I've heard the tape, it's not that bad. And you're just like, they're literally getting eaten alive, and like, go you're just like, no. Grizzly Man, definitely watch it with all your young kids, everyone that has a kid with their podcast that listen to us.
Shout out to Werner Herzog, especially his role in the Jack Reacher Tom Cruise film, where he's the big bad.
Oh, interesting.
Nice.
Maybe he'll be the next James Bond.
I would love that. Well, great. That was Blake's movie minute. Thanks, Blake. Maybe I'll go watch Grizzly Man. That one has slipped past me. Also, shout out to this podcast. We're 5 years old today, and
Wait,
I have
Happy
some pie,
birthday
and I'm gonna light this
to
candle on camera.
You.
You can't sing the whole thing. We might get doxxed.
Oh,
There it
Congrats
goes.
to Isaac
public
and
domained it.
Taylor and
Did they?
Colin and Zayd.
There we go! Yay!
Hey, what you
I'm
got
also gonna
there?
eat
What,
this.
what kind
Oh,
of?
we got chocolate silk pie
Oh,
Whoa.
made locally,
Gluten free.
gluten free, baby.
For our 5th anniversary, we're asking you send $555 straight to Colin.
yeah, and I accept diaper forms of currency or just raw cash.
Oh,
No, we'll be making poop. It's about to be a poop factory machine over here.
we hope so.
Well, congratulations, Taylor, on your 5 years of success.
Thank you. You are all a part of that. Thank you. Appreciate everybody who's been here. Yeah, I don't know what I'd do without this. You know, it's a huge part of my life, and I can't believe 5 years happened so fast. You know, like 5 years. That's a long time to do a thing. You know what I mean? Like,
I haven't even played Flesh and Blood 5 years yet.
like, and do it seriously too. I mean, you know, in quotations for our podcast. But yeah, you know. So sweet. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate you all.
Thank you, Taylor.
Fuck
And
yeah.
love you. Yeah. Couldn't have done it without my co-hosts also. You're all a part of this. Don't think it's just me. It's also you guys.
And also with you.
Speaking of co-hosts and paywalled stuff, that in our Discord, Isaac was like, I'm selling my shit because Flesh and Blood is now a rotating format. I was like, is that real? Does he think that? Is Flesh and Blood a rotating format?
No.
I was confused. He's like, I'll only play Kano. I'm like, Kano is closer to being gone than ever before. You better literally come back tomorrow if you're going to play Kano.
Yeah, maybe it was in regards to the LL point change, but I don't know.
It was confusing because the game is literally the same. You know,
if you don't play long enough, all the heroes you liked are gone, and then it kind of is that. But
would you also say we're? Oh, you go first.
No, say it doesn't technically rotate, but that kind of is. Is it? Is Living Legend not a rotation mechanic of like those things exit the format?
Kind of, but I think it's also there's the hope, I suppose, and some precedent that another version of your hero will come back.
Not my president.
I heard president too.
Oh.
Also, if you like LL, lucky you. It's a format at Worlds, and it's the calling at Worlds.
Bro.
Yeah.
It's the calling at Worlds?
Yeah, the calling at Worlds is just LL.
I'm in shambles.
Yeah, I've never skipped a world tournament quicker in my life, but
no, I'll be there. I just was preparing mentally for something different.
You can play Arachne in LL.
That's true.
Yeah.
I actually was wondering if there's like a weird way to attack LL counterintuitively, like because everyone is playing like these like crazy aggro decks with 2 blocks, and I'm like, I wonder if there's like a you kind of zag, but I don't know. LL's still the Wild West, which is pretty fun.
It's clearly going to be Lyeth, right? Lyeth 5-card hands of like cover up everything. Send back 5 drones. You can block with 5 drones a turn. That's 5 block.
Just fatigue everybody.
I mean, new would fatigue you. You'd get out fatigued by new.
Who's playing new?
People playing new.
4 days away from Judgment Day, right? You think Monday is going to be the most important BNR ever?
Do we say that every BNR?
What will they ban?
I think it's going to be slap on the wrists to Gravy and Slippy.
I think it's got to be. I think we said we're going to be more aggro in our bans than ever. I did play somebody on Tuesday night that hit every single swell. It was not, they had a little bit or whatever. I got blown out by 25 points, and it was because they had 8 resources 3 turns in a row, and they used it to like 3 cards later, I'll grab a Conqueror. I was like, how is this happening to me? Kill me already.
Do you think it'll be like a Oldhim level of, or Starvo, like no power cards, but just like Autumn's Touch? Like it's going to be a common, like maybe in Slippy, they hit infect.
Mark of the Widow.
Like that.
Yeah, it's hard to know. I think the most likely card in Gravy is Swell, in my opinion, because I think that they don't want to touch Tipple. They want to let the like no blocking or like the weaker blocking cards stay around, so he has kind of that access to be attacked. But I think Swell is just kind of belittle, right? Like people have been on record saying that for a long time, and maybe 3-block belittle just is still too good, even if it doesn't always hit.
Chart the High Seas is pretty insane too.
They try not to hit Majestics.
It's a Majestic.
Kinda.
It's allowed. Oh, that's fine.
Yeah. I do wonder with Slippy. There's like 1,000 ways you can go with Slippy.
Porchside Exchange is another like that's swell, but a 0 damage one. So they have like four swells.
But now you're hitting Marlin.
Yeah, but they don't give a fuck about other heroes that get hit by bans.
It's not true.
Wait, how's that pie, Taylor?
It's so good. Maybe the piece I cut is like this big, and it's like a 6-inch piece of, like at its.
Wait, this is a perfect chance. You ate 1/4 of it because the 3/4 are for us.
Yeah, exactly. I'm having a quarter of a pie, and it's maybe too much.
You bought a whole pie?
I was gonna buy a slice, but they didn't have any, so I was just like, I love pie. How often do 5 years come around?
Conceptually, if they have a whole pie, don't they also have slices of pie?
It was not at it was at the grocery store, not the pie company. So it depends.
The slices were inside the computer.
Yeah, save us that slice. We'll be there.
You've never opened up some of your groceries at the grocery store and been like, hey, I live alone. I only need 6 of these pieces of bread. I usually throw out the rest. Can I get them prorated?
In the far north of California, we're not allowed to do that. Maybe in southern northern California you can. I don't know. What were we fucking talking about? They don't give a shit about other heroes when they ban shit. They do not. They banned Autumn's Touch, and they were like, what about Oldhim or whomever or Briar? And they were like, who cares? And then they were like, we're going to ban this Bonds and Ninja. And you're like, but Katsu. And they're like, well, I don't care. And then they're like,
Katsu was broken too. Katsu was broken too.
We're going to ban Bullseye Bracers. And you're like, but Azalea. And they're like, we don't care. So they do not care, Zane. Do not say that they do. That's so many examples of them not caring.
I think this is an easy question for you guys. So like, what's the hardest thing to explain to brand new players about this game? And like how that is harder than
Spectra.
This is banned in Lexi but not banned in Azalea is so much easier to say than how does Spectra work to somebody.
It's the reaction step. That's hard.
I always say you punch, you block, you punch harder, block harder. That usually gets people where they need to go.
That's good.
Have you tried punching harder? Mid punch. It's not easy to do. All right.
But yeah. To your question, Blake. No, I don't think this will be the biggest ban list. I think it'll be I think there's a chance they don't ban anything.
I think there is too. Yeah. That's where I'm leaning. No bans.
Is it just that like having access to allies is very good no matter what?
The allies are good, but I think the one thing with Gravy that is kind of hard to quantify is like they like somewhat balanced him as a character as if gold didn't exist. This is how it makes sense in my head. Gold is like really strong, like on its face, right? Pay 2, draw a card is like very good. And like he uses gold for all his stuff, but it's almost like they balanced him without considering the fact that he can just break gold to draw. Because like he does that a lot and it's like really, really good. And like those are the turns that often like kind of put it out of reach. Because it's just so much like he has so many access to resources. He has so many access to cards. And when he finds the right cards, then it gets very hard to win.
You can clip it in, I don't even know how many episodes ago when I said, I'm worried about Gravy because he does all of the shit we know that is busted. Allies, super strong blues, sees 6 cards a turn, draws a bunch of cards.
Command and Conquer with Go Again and +2.
Has disruption, And it's not like, okay. So I will have to say this in terms of best deck in the last 5 years of this game, I am totally fine with gravy. It does not upset me at all, as other decks have in horrific ways. So I'm okay. Playing against Slippy does not bother me either. You know? I think they're all fun.
One other thought process that I think was like, oh, you guys could have tricked me this way. Gravy has allies. That's his main thing. But we have an ally in Mechanologist. Well, it's a pirate thing. We have an ally in Scurv. Well, it's a pirate thing. Like, allies could have been a pirate thing, but why isn't Marlin have like instead of a quiver, she has an ally where it's like, I'll go pick up that arrow for you.
A monkey? Like the monkey on monkey powder?
I'm surprised that didn't happen, because then it could have been like allies are a pirate thing, and then we would be like thinking about more allies for slot cards for pirates.
Maybe it's coming.
That's interesting, Blake. Very interesting thought. I don't really know how to feel about it, but
it's their crew. I like it.
Yeah.
As a Marlin enjoyer, I would like that.
Okay, what's our big topic for today, boys?
I don't know. It's just a hodgepodge of bullshit.
Okay, well, let's get one out of the way. I've got a big question for Taylor. You got a Huntsman card. It doesn't say the word Huntsman on it at all, but it says for the first time in a long time, except for the ones in Hunted, because they weren't real, it says the word contracts. How do you feel about Hunted or Hunter?
I think it's an awesome card. I'm very excited to play it. I think it's hilarious. And I think Majin Bey said it best in the weekly update, where he's like, does this make Huntsman contender in the meta? No. But does this mean I'm going to get juiced by this at Armory every week? Yes. and I think, I don't know, it's just, who knows? Maybe you will be able to like leverage the silver you get off of that, because you're going to always get a lot of silver. You know what I mean? Because it has contract. So hopefully people have thought of this, right? That Arachne Huntsman gets to look at the top card of a deck whenever you play a card with contract. So you just get to know, like, right away what's on top. Right?
Does Arachne trigger when you attack an ally?
Yes. Arachne does trigger when you attack an ally.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So you'll get a C. You'll be like, oh, it's this card. And so then you'll just always get your, as low as 3 silver if they're running 3 copies. Right? Which is sick. That's a lot of silver. And the way I like to play Arachne, that means like once you have 2 silver, you have a lot of options depending on the matchup. Usually for me, it's buying back Gravencall. But if I can have 1 silver and then get 3, and now I have 4, now that opens up, like, I can use Black Text twice. And I could maybe use Black Text and Mask of Perdition and get them both back, So it's like, a 3-for-4 defense reaction is pretty upsetting. But if that snowballs into all these other things in a tangential way, kind of like how when you get a dagger back for 2, that feels way better. And has like a lot more implications, then potentially this can have like those extra effects too. So we'll just have to see. But love the art. It's very cool. And I'm excited to have a new toy.
Hate the name.
Terrible.
It's terrible. Really bad.
Yeah. But this is the thing. I will say, I've said it on the podcast before, that naming a card and then being able to banish it, playing with the fact that you have known information, and naming something is an idea I've had for contracts.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It's my birthday.
And this can create 4
I'm 5
silver. Just
yes,
for,
it could.
Crazy.
Yeah.
2
4
Graven
is a lot.
Call.
Yeah.
I have won 3 armories on Huntsman. This goes into my version of Huntsman that I don't think Taylor plays a different version. Taylor plays a more proactive version. I think the quote unquote Milleroni flavor of Huntsman that I have done with some of my friends in my neck of the woods loves this card of, what are you going to do? Attack me? Okay, great. There's a chance I could just get rid of all 3 of your Felling, Blood Rush, Conqueror of the High Seas, Command and Conquers. I get rid of 3 of your D-Reacts. I could get rid of all your Sink Belows because it's the top card of your deck. That's just unlucky, brother. But like, now that you don't have those D-Reacts, my attacks are more likely to happen. I know that. Oh, it's going to be known information. Here you go. I get to look at your arsenal too. Go see.
Yeah.
You've been putting
That extra information.
a combo card in your arsenal. What if I'm losing to Gravy because this happens. What if you don't have Chums this game? And now Gravy is so much worse if you don't have Chum, because now my assassin stuff doesn't have to go into Chum's dumbass to kill him. I got all 3 of them immediately. I think this will be a main thing for the game of like, I am going to take 7 so I can pitch a blue, block 4 of it. I'm actually only going to take 3, but let's see what's on top of that deck. And then I think the thought process of, if you are in a rabble meta, you can play this as maybe a card in your, I don't think Slippy, maybe your Marionette deck of, I'm going to wait for my opponent to play that Ravenous Rabble, and now I'm just going to get rid of 3 of their cards. Is that in the game plan, or is it more just like, this is nice? And then I think what's always cool about these, if you hit the 3, you hit the 4 of them, what are you going to do if you don't have your blue Blade Runners anymore, Kasai? You're going to have such dog shit turns, 3 turns, rest of the game, where now it is, I'm playing a C+ tier, but you're playing a minus tier that just went to B-, and now it's closer than ever. And I think that's based on, we were talking about this on another conversation of, if I have all the matchup knowledge on Huntsman and I play this 3 times a game and take 9 to 12 of your cards, they don't even have to be the best cards. I'm trying to mill you. I'm trying to take all your options away. I think this is a fantastic card, and I'm very excited about it.
It's pretty juiced too, in the fact that, like, if you think, well, one, I want to clarify something. I feel like I play a toolbox Huntsman style deck, not really a proactive type, but I will kill you. That a lot of Arachne's cards are like all the 0-for-4s are get 2 cards, right? As an idea, I would say you get a whole card's worth, a little bit more than a card's worth of damage, or they block and you still take a card off the top, right? So you get 2 cards. Where this one is the same math as that, but on defense, right? Is I have 2 cards and I get 4. Right? You see what I'm saying there?
Mm-hmm. Kind of, yeah.
It's the same.
It's worth noting that you have to hit this. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, like the upside is there. And again, if for all the Bonds of Agony commenters, it's not Bonds of Agony. It's not even close to Bonds of Agony. Because Bonds of Agony always hand rips. This will very likely not hand rip.
Yeah.
Which is a big difference.
Yep.
Yeah, I talked about positive against Gravy. He's just going to use his hero power, and you're not going to get his chumps now. Whoops, forgot about that. Kano's going to mess with the top card. You're not going to get... Kano's not even attacking you anyway. What are you talking about? So, like, the Dash IO, I think that's probably super good for their balance. If you hit them on an item, they're going to be like, damn it. Or no, if you hit them on an item, they're being like, who cares? But if you hit them on an attack, they're going to be like, that's bad for me.
Yeah.
It is cool design. It's a unique effect. I think they did a good job overall. they're very much showing what they want Huntsman's identity to be, which was not really in question, but this just really cements it.
I disagree. I think this is just a cool idea they had, and they put it in this expansion slot.
What I mean is they printed a contract card and they did not give it any offensive anything, right? It's like very literally a D-react that mills.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not like we're getting a unique kind of pain in the backside style effect or, you know, a go again contract. Not that that's like what he wants, but I'm just saying, like, they're kind of telling us more to go all the way to the side.
Be Milleroni, Taylor. Try it out.
No, you mill card. That is a win con in the toolbox Arachne.
You're a proactive Arachne. You're Graven Colin, dude.
Yeah, I mean, you know how you win the game of Flesh and Blood, Blake? Do you know?
40 life.
You reduce your opponent to 0 life.
Or you take all their cards with new.
There's no other way to win except for
you take
murder.
Every single card with the Mask of Recurring Nightmares, and then you just look at them.
You can ask people to concede to you. That also works. It's a good way to lose the game. But
I think you can remind them of the rule that players may concede at any time. I don't think you can then say, "Hey, you could concede this matchup if you want."
I don't even think that's true. You can't concede at any time.
These are all bad advice. Don't say that to anybody.
When could you not concede, other than when time is called and an action has been taken?
There was years of this game where if you get up and say you concede, it's a game loss. It's like that was the point. Like, like let me go.
No, there was like a penalty for it, but yeah, whatever. I conceded a game at 49 life when the combined life of the game was 100, and I was being presented damage, and I was so behind in the deck race in the new fatigue game that I conceded when our life was at 100.
That's
crazy. With the attempt to like go to the bathroom, and then we were still the last game, even though there was still time on the clock, so they just insta-paired the next round. So I didn't have any time again. All right, who cares about new?
Holding your pee, playing 65-minute rounds is the only way.
New, yeah,
is the only way to play Flesh and Blood. Colin, you want to tell us about this? What you're flashing on the screen here?
Dude, these are so cool.
They gave Olympia 4 slots in this fucking set.
Dude, it's sweet. I love this.
I didn't even realize they're all could be marvels too. It's pretty.
Do you see they go together?
They go together like perfectly.
Yeah, I mean, I would assume so. That's what it
Which
looks
I have been asking for 100 years. Thank you.
Although I don't know how this. Oh yeah, I guess so. I see his head. I was confused how the arm.
Yeah, I think they did like a really good job with making it make sense as the 4 cards.
Look. If
like this could have gone really wrong.
Fucking log and Olympia gets 4 pieces of armor that all count as gold.
And they have temper, which is crazy. Also,
it's just like fine,
so good.
Fine, whatever. It is sick though. Good job on the art. It's very fun to see the kit. You know, like. If you don't run all 4 of these, like, why are you even playing Olympia?
Yeah.
Another Fedum banger.
You get 8 more health.
And 4 pieces of gold.
And usually Olympia loses by 8, so this is what he needs.
Is that it? Is that the numbers?
I think he's going to be not the go-to, but it's going to be like, here's more health for your Decimator Great Axe builds. And then can you kill them through this or not? I've lost to a Decimator Great Axe before this. It sucks.
Least favorite weapon in the game.
Rosetta Thorn exists. Yeah.
I love Rosetta, but yeah. I mean, like Kraken's Aether Vein, right? I don't know.
He said it was
Kraken's
his least favorite. That's a straight opinion. There's no arguing.
There's maybe ones that maybe deserve more hate. Decimator almost does a cool thing, but it doesn't. So I'll agree.
So you have 4 pieces of equipment that give you 2 block. You block with them. And then you can play Visit, the Golden Anvil. And you can break all 4 of these to go get... What are you going to go grab? Are you going to go grab your
4 more of these?
2 plus
No,
1
they're
block,
legendary. They're legendary.
Oh, right. Okay.
2 plus 1 block helmet, 2 plus 1 block chest, 2 plus 1 block arms, and Valiant Dynamo. And then that's clearly going to be the best armor suite in the game by far, of 8 block plus 2 plus 1, 2 plus 1, 2 plus 1 is 9 more. That's 17, and then whatever dynamo value you get.
Dude,
How
that's
can you
crazy.
You can also go harder than that. Like you can go much harder than that. You can like not equip the dynamos right there. You can like go get a different like refraction
Snapdragon
bolters
scalers.
or Snapdragon scalers. Like you can go get bolters, gets 1 block, and then you don't draw a go again on your hatchets or your sabers that turn. Because it's not just Great Axe. I think that there is a way that you could play this a little bit more aggressively. Right? Like if you think about what makes him different than Kasai, right? In the past, like Kasai kind of just outclassed him because they were doing similar things. But now it's like you can kind of do what Kasai's doing just a little bit more defensively without the yellow payoff cards. That's an interesting idea.
I like
So I don't know. You can go hard on this. Like you can play, Crown of Providence, Balance of Justice, Prize Galia, and the gold helmet, and like get all of them in a game.
Yeah.
Bro, you got to put cards in your deck still, Zane. What the hell?
Nope.
It's got like
20 armor.
Inventory. Yeah. That's sick. I didn't even think about any of that.
Yeah, there's as the game grows too, it gets more interesting, how you equip yourself, which is a cool flavor win too for the most decorated deathmatch arena prize fighter who just has a bunch of different armor and weapons and stuff, etc. Do you still play into Annie Up? Like, do you still?
I think so.
Still a thing? Like, so you still have to try to get gold elsewhere, right?
Well, Up the Ante doesn't care about gold, but yeah, like I think you still play. Like I think you do play Prize Galia, the helmet that makes your weapon wager a gold. I think you play Edge Ahead, the 3 block wager on your non-attack. You might play Money Where Your Mouth Is, and then you play Up the Ante, which helps you get gold.
Right.
Because nobody wants to be blocking Olympia, right? Like you don't want to be. Like he could fatigue you if you start blocking too much. So I think you'll be able to like make some gold.
Go ahead, Colin.
Is there other weapons that like break that he could use?
He can use Parry Blade, but they have to be a hero that attacks with a weapon. I mean, you can block with that even if it's not a weapon attack.
Scary Blade? Shit gets so scary when you just put in 3 Parry Blades in.
Yeah, I mean against like Ira or something, that'd be really good.
Yeah. You block with a couple of those and then put your strongest weapon later. That sounds sick.
Yeah, I mean that is an idea, right? Like you start with Parry Blades and you end with hatchets, or you end with Great Axe, or yeah.
I think Olympia is going to be pretty good this upcoming set.
He's going to be fun. Like he's going to have interesting builds. I really hope it doesn't just turn into a Decimator. Certainly there will be those people who just make it a life gain Decimator deck. Don't be alarmed. They will be there. But I think that there will be interesting Olympia decks that can be built more aggressively or more hybrid.
So we got Riptide sickos, we got Decimator Axe sickos. What other kind of sickos do we got?
Arachne sickos.
I don't know. You mean people with taste and
The
Oh my
CYB
God.
truthers.
CYB, yeah, CYB
I would say
sickos.
fatigue new sickos, CYB
No.
sickos,
Fatigue new.
Aggro Bravo
Fatigue new
sickos.
is it's
Agro
not-
Bravo sickos.
Yeah, that's right. It's been a while. Haven't heard that name in years.
It's come up a lot recently.
That's true.
I think the other thing about this hero that you're like, I just built this deck. I got all the marbles. I'm so excited. Oh, you're playing Arcane? I guess I'll just play a deck that goes nowhere then. Of there's like 5 decks that I've tried to get going, and it's like, if they even think about the word rune chant or say the word, I'll arcane spell you for 4, the whole deck just falls like a house of cards. And I think Olympia's like screwed of, if I'm putting 12 slots in my sideboard to gold equipment, aggro equipment, and defensive equipment, then as soon as I say the word arcane barrier, you're like 13, 14, 15 equipment in an 80 card list, plus your weapons. Like, get out of here.
I would love it if the deck was a clean 60 and the rest was just equipment.
That's
Just
like
20 equipment and weapons. That would be
It's a
sick.
possibility. It's like
That would be sick.
I mean, I think the deck will kind of be like 1664 is like kind of a very real possibility. But yeah, I mean, Warrior into Wizard is a nightmare. It's terrible.
Ass.
Runeblade, maybe you can get there, but Wizard Warrior is so bad.
Just shout out to Olympia and his like palm from,
His
you know?
fucking bomb from.
Just like shout out to him with his fucking huge hands too.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
you guys
big
know
those hands
the legend about Olympia, right? The Whispers.
No, go ahead and tell
Tell
everybody.
us.
Yeah.
Well, you know how James White went on record and talked about how they had a mechanic in heavy hitters that they had to scrap because it was
Provoke.
too strong. Provoke. So, okay, look closely at his palm frond hand. That hand was originally him giving a thumbs down. He was like goading the crowd. He was supposed to be like angry, and like the crowd was supposed to like not like
Well,
him.
now I'm mad. That sounds so much cooler.
I know.
Is
Well,
that why his
it's-
hand looks so bunk in that picture? That's
I
crazy.
think so. I think that's why the hand is kind of a strange. It's why like it kind of doesn't make sense. Like, I mean, again, this is all hearsay, and
The guy behind him has a
but-
laptop for some reason.
But yeah,
Yeah.
that's the you know the urban legend about why Olympia has a palm frond is like I'm like pretty much convinced that that's what happened.
Dude, they used AI to remove his thumbs
Don't.
down.
No. This was
No,
Thomas
no,
or
no, no,
Joseph Chu. Never mind. Yeah, he did not.
He painted over.
Yeah,
Cool.
which I actually I
Love
really
it.
like how Olympia looks. Like I think they did a great job with him. I think his hero text is a little bit bland, but
That's an easy way to play it. Say it. Yeah.
yeah. But I'm excited that they're leaning into what he does.
We have to get Log, right? They gave him literally his whole outfit from his.
What if we get 4 logs and for each swing it gets less and less and it gives splinter counters?
That would be weak, dude.
Yeah, that
Log,
sounds like
log
it's
is
stuck.
log is just a Nothos, but it counts as a gold.
But if it hits you, the splinters do damage to you. That's unblockable.
Let it wager, baby.
Yeah. It's gotta surely it has to wager, right?
I think it has to be
does
limited.
Betsy care about wager?
2 for 5. I just love it that Colin keeps spinning to these different parts of this man's body. Like, here's his inner thigh.
Look at this bicep.
There's his
Even this
inner
lady
arm.
back here is just like, wow.
I gotta start working out.
Yeah,
Dude.
like
Use that
yeah.
on the ants, Blake. That's how you gotta get rid of the ants.
For those at home, Blake is lifting a dumbbell above his head. 60-pound dumbbell.
Safety.
Oh, he's
I
doing
love
tries
Olympia.
now.
Olympia is so sick.
Yeah, I'm excited. Are there any other spoilers that came out that
2
we
more.
are pumped
You
out?
gotta light up those leaves.
Oh,
Ooh.
dude. That one is sweet. I'm so stoked for a new Earth Aether Earthfane spell.
It doesn't say fuse though. It says something else.
Does lighted up leaves, Earth Wizard action, cost 3, deal 6 arcane. Instant, discard this and an Earth card, prevent 6 damage. Pretty good.
6 arcane damage, but yeah.
Big difference.
If it was truly Aether Earthfane, it is a big difference. If it was Aether Earthfane, then it would be Elemental, not Earth.
That's true.
This card is so good and so not that interesting, which is fine because sometimes cards are not. Sometimes cards just have to be glue, and this is certainly that.
This is paste, baby.
When I saw this,
it's going all in my deck, and my cards are going to be stuck together.
The fuck?
Upon reading it, I was just like, "Oh, okay, yeah, it's instant 3 of, and the text doesn't matter." Like, you know, maybe you filter 2 cards on turn 0 or whatever, which is fine, but it's just a really strong basic card.
Yeah, I think it's great. I love the artwork too. That's going to be a sweet cosplay. Maybe I will do that as a cosplay. It's great. I should get a bunny hat. If any of our listeners are the type of nerd that felts their own hats or something like that, get at me and I will purchase a wizard hat from you. Okay?
Green, just like this?
Maybe gray,
Colin,
like Gandalf.
It's time to come back, Colin, and play arcane spells. This is your calling, Colin.
Is it? I've never played Verdance.
6 damage for just 3 measly resources. And she looks like she's wearing a tunic, so she appeals to people that have been playing for 5 years.
Which, ironically, Verdance doesn't wear tunic.
Oh, it's in my list.
Generally.
I need that extra 1 resource every 3 turns, and I don't want it right away.
He plays the Ether Millie Dilly version of Verdance.
Yeah. Let's do Mill. Mill Verdance would be sick.
All right.
The other one is somebody else's one. It's Backspin Thrust.
I know all the Puffin players have been dying to hear our thoughts on this one.
And that was Backspin Thrust.
Okay, no. The one thing I do want to talk about is this is just another great piece of Polykrenka art. Like,
incredible. Yeah.
I didn't really realize Puffin was in this card because I was just like, that bird is a fucking hero. Their little pirate hat somehow is still on their head, even though they're in flight.
Yeah, the art is so good. This card is actually insane. Like, it does everything that Puffin wants. It's Sky Skimmer, but the other way. And yeah, there's going to be some like really disgusting Puffin turns that are enabled by this.
I think it's interesting when you're like, I want to know what blank mains think about their blank slot card. And we just had Taylor go like, oh, this Huntsman card. And you're like, okay. I don't know if people are like, oh, I think this Brute card would be good, but I want to hear what an actual Brute main thinks about it. I think there's some interesting thought process about evaluation or knowing what you need because you've played the 60 hours of the hero. And I think what's kind of funny is even the Puffin mains are like, yep, just exact, like the barest bones of exactly what we need. And it's going to go in my deck forever, but glad it exists now. Why wasn't it here 4 months ago? But like, thank you.
Yeah, it kind of feels like the zero cost shock that Osilio was like waiting for. Osilio had to wait a little bit longer, but like, you know, that deck was like one piece away. Then the piece came, and then sure enough, it's a very strong deck. It's a top, 4 or 5 deck.
Because this says unicycle on it, right? So you have 4 unicycles now.
Well,
Yeah.
oh, okay, sure. Yeah, it's once per turn, but still.
Is unicycle twice per turn?
No, unicycle's once, but like
you're ending this with the only thing that I thought was super cool was I'm going to play Cog in the Machine. I get 2 action points. I'm going to play Plantier Aeronaut. I'm going to and then I'm going to play the new card Backspin Thrust, and then the untap Cog, tap Cog. I'm going to tap it for Palantir, and now I'm going to blow up that equipment because you didn't pay attention and you thought Backspin Thrust was what, and you're just like, okay, yep. I don't know the matchup now. Like, Puffin is going to fuck you up one time when you're like, I don't know how this interaction happens. And then there's going to be some heroes where it's like, oh, I have an instant, and you're like, then this is going to happen to you because you don't have enough blocking cards to block 2 things, Palantir and this, if this is coming in for 5.
And what Blake is saying is because you can untap a cog and then Palantir, because it's still active on the chain, has an ability to tap cogs and then destroy equipment once it reaches a certain threshold. So,
or destroy a defending card if you want to kill them. Like, yeah.
Because you could destroy the defending card on Backspin Thrust, right? And then this comes in 4 or 5.
Yeah.
So technically, if you're putting this combo together completely, that could be 15 unblockable damage a game.
You mean when you do
exactly
your aeronaut and your backspin are in 3 different hands?
Because if we're doing Flesh and Blood as a fighting game, I think you learn your bread and butter combos for your fighting game hero.
Yeah.
And this is a bread and butter combo that is disgusting for even bread and butter defensiveness. Like, oh, I can blow up that unmovable, or I can blow up that sink below. Like, even your best defensive card is not going to help you against this. And that's like overhead. Like, if we're going to do fighting stuff, when you set up an overhead unblockable, you're going to be ahead on every metric of a fighting game.
Yeah, I think that like this really like expands her ceiling, and like sets up turns where she can be really, go way above the normal turn parity, which is cool.
They have 30 days to practice before all the other cards come out. They're going to be buzzing.
I will say, what's kind of nice about this many expansion slot cards is if this is one of your guys gets a thing, it's really easy to acquire the thing for the tournament you need. You're like, I need 3 backspin thrusts. Boom. Done. Right? And your deck's ready to go for the tournament, which is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I like that.
Okay, so now that we've gone over all the spoilers we've seen so far, which if more have come out when you hear this, that's not our fault. Who is winning spoiler season so far in the expansion slot? Like, who has the biggest upgrade?
Olympia.
I think there's like 4 answers that you could argue, like, which is pretty wild.
Kasai is crazy.
Yeah.
I think Kasai, Olympia, Verdance, and Puffin.
And Riptide? You don't like the Riptide one?
I don't know. I'm not sold on it yet. Like, I think it'll be played. I just don't know if it gets I don't know if it's as strong as the other ones, but
the one thing, I don't know if we said this on our podcast 2 weeks ago, take the bait, search your deck for a card. For some reason in my mind, that would always be a trap. But you could search your deck for no, we talked a little bit about it, but like I'm gonna have a Dreadbore effect from now on. I don't have to play Dreadbore. I could do this, and then I'm gonna go put the arrow I want on top of my deck.
Murky
and
Water.
Like, it's so sick of like
Sandscour, Great Bow.
We said all this, but like it got said one more time into my head where I was like, that is way better, way cooler.
Yeah, it's possible that this card is better than I'm realizing.
How are they doing the token aura? Like, is that just a token you randomly get, or does that take up an expansion slot as well?
That is good question. Let me go look and see.
I mean, it's probably gonna like count as a token, but functionally be a majestic. Kind of how like the Centauri Cell Swords were like really hard to open.
Right.
That's my guess.
That is the hope.
Okay, Taylor, who's got the best card so far? Like, who's winning? You said Olympia?
I think I'm okay, and I'm gonna stick with that because the reason for that is
it is a slot card. Holy shit!
It opens up Olympia to have an identity and a game plan, right? I feel like a lot of these are win more doesn't seem like the right thing because the defense reaction isn't really that. It's just like another tool, but they're cards that aid already in what those heroes are doing. And I feel like Olympia's is the biggest boost into making them do a thing that is, that has value. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally.
I also want to say, how many times have you been, I'm going to make a above average play because I have equipment to back me up on the turn before. And I think maybe you're thinking I have one turn of block 8, where maybe if Olympia wants to have 4 turns of block 2 plus a sink below, that hits the 6. 6 is a big number in our game. Block 2, D-react, have 4 cards. Block 2, D-react, have 4 cards is, I think, extremely strong of, I've had some turns as a warrior where you're like, I'm going to use my grains this time, I'm going to use my head next time, and then I'm going to use my arms. But then you run into where they each only have one, or the head is exploded and gone. But for him, you still have another one. And then when you draw your golden anvil, you reload. And you can, instead of being like, well, I only have 4 chances to do this, now it's 5, 7, 6, 8, whatever those numbers are in order. It's like, I think it's incremental value, but it's like, when you incremental value, is he losing by 4? No. But like, I think there's going to be some people that are very surprised when they lose to Olympia because somebody put some effort into it.
Yeah. I mean, someone sends Conqueror of the High Seas for 8 go again, and Olympia just gets to go, okay.
Naked.
What do you think? Blake, are you agreeing with me with that, or
you think it's the best one?
That I mean, Zane's question was who's winning out of the expansion slot so far. I'm saying Olympia.
I think what's funny is there's not a contingency of Olympia players to kind of like celebrate. I didn't go look at the purple Discord, or probably there is, but like, I think if we have been saying, where is the Olympia cards? Where is the Betsy cards? Well, Betsy got a couple. Olympia got Golden Anvil, and you're like, what's the point? Here's the point. Shot chaser type shit, where you're like, okay, type shit. All right. And then it's like one more card in February when it's like gold buff your attack. Maybe you have it where I can use my 4 equipments to buff an attack and swing for game like that. It opens up some cool shit where I'm like, if you are an Olympia, you said it already, identity for Olympia. If I'm designing Olympia cards, I think the more restrictions you have when designing, the better. Now it's all about the Golden Anvil visit. So what else can we do to buff your equipment and do stuff? Every new equipment that comes out that's generic, I can put my Boulder Might shoes on now.
Like when you equip type effects would be cool. We've seen it with Crown of Dominion. Like when you equip it, you get a gold. If they did a couple more of those type effects, that'd be sweet.
True. Because yes. You can't break the gold crown of Dominion.
You can't get rid of it. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, maybe you guys are kind of selling me here that Olympia might be the biggest winner. I'm very excited for the Kasai card. Like, I think I would be like really, really excited for the Olympia stuff if the Kasai card didn't exist. But the Kasai card is crazy.
I just went and checked the Purple Discord. Olympia channel is hilarious. Just go read it. It's great.
Is it two dudes named Albert being like,
it's just
ugh.
It's just pretty wholesome in there.
The bad heroes Purple Discord chats are always better than the good heroes by so much. The Azalea one back in the day when we were like hashing out like is Fate for Seeing good was the best.
Where'd you land on that?
I liked it. Levi liked it. It's a different era, different deck, very different deck. But yeah, I mean, I played it. I think my pick has got to be Kasai with Blood Follows Blade.
It's good. It's a good pick.
It like unlocks an option or like a power spike in Kasai that she's never had access to. Like in some matchups, you just like like Centauri Sellswords don't exist, but now you can kind of cheat one for almost for free, and that's like a big deal.
I think also it makes her much more distinct from when all warriors are like, we're doing two-handed stuff. It just makes her much more distinct. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it sucks playing Kasai into Kano, but now you have do you want to kill my dude? And then if they're like, I'm not going to kill your dude, I'm going to be greedy. And then the dude does some damage. Like, I think when we talk about why ally cards are so good for, could you bump up one of the new Super Slam if they had an ally that was their tag team partner or something? I think the thought process of putting a question for your opponent of, should I hit this dude or should I hit face, is always a losable thing for your opponent if they do the wrong thing. If you're only interacting with each other's face, this is not an exciting concept or a new concept for anybody that has played Magic, but as somebody who doesn't have that decision in much of my card games, like that's a big thing. And for the first year of playing Hearthstone, if you only go face, the board state will overwhelm you. And like, but now even just one ally for Blood Follows Blade, now your opponent goes, if I don't kill that dude, he's going to do 3 to me for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
Also, it's hard to like overstate how important it is to have yellows that don't suck. Like, she needs yellows for her hero text, and like kind of more than you want. Like, you need to play a lot of yellows to like be able to activate Kasai, and the quality is pretty bad. Like,
literally
obviously
all
now,
of her specializations are yellows too.
Yeah, so now she has 9 right at the specialization level, which is amazing, and they're all good. But then like once from there, it's like, that all you got? Blade Runner, you know, yellow
Remembrance
slice and
banishes
dice
itself. You can't even do that.
Yeah, you can't even do Remembrance. Like, yeah, it's, you know, run through. They're not great. So I like that they're putting a little more power in the yellow slot. Run through.
Colin, what's your pick here for who's winning?
It's Olympia. He got 4 cards, and they're all Marvels that block for 2 and act as gold.
That's right.
King shit.
Maybe that's the podcast goal for the next 6 months is like, how can we make Olympia good? What if we're Olympia's purple chat? You know, what if we were just the
coming
Olympia?
live to you from Philadelphia Convention Center? It's Taylor and the Final 2 playing Olympia
in CC and LL.
It's the same deck. Fuck you.
Speaking of worlds, so if anybody doesn't know, for some reason, if we're the only Flesh and Blood podcast you listen to or the content you
Good
consume,
job.
Thank you. Also, I meant to say this at the top of the show. Reese's has stolen our ad campaign. So I was listening to another podcast And Reese's had a commercial where they were like, I'm not going to tell you about Reese's. All I have to do is say the word Reese's and you're going to go buy them and say the word Reese's. And then Will Arnett just goes like, Reese's, Reese's, Reese's. And I was like, that is you stole that from the Attack Action podcast of yelling the Attack Action podcast out loud so people will subscribe and buy our shit. And
which you're obliged to do right now. So everyone.
do that. It works every time. So either A, this is two great ideas happen at the same time on planet Earth, or B, which is what I'm going with, someone on Reese's ad campaigns for podcasts listened to our podcast and Plays Flesh and Blood and took our idea.
Send us an email. We'll accept sponsorship.
We would love to do a collab with Reese's.
I thought you were just watching something on your computer and then Reese's comes up and goes, the top 5 gotta leaves are in order.
The best bit we've ever done. Okay, so thank you for this is your only podcast of Flesh and Blood content you listen to. Appreciate that. World's top
$555 to Colin. That's how you can share.
Subscribe to the freaking YouTube channel. Let's get 1,000 freaking subscribers.
Yeah, before this kid comes out. Let's go.
Let's go. Get in the Discord. We just got, who'd we get? Indoors? Great. MVP so far.
Killing it.
Best
Colin, you can name your son Cinco just to celebrate. And
Olympia.
If it's a girl, Cinca.
People are about to crash their car because I can't get this out here. Top 8 worlds, best of 3, dual format, living legend, and CC. So if you're the higher seed, you get to choose. Are we going to play CC or are we going to play living legend? And if I don't want those choices, I'm just going to choose first or second, and then your opponent chooses. Play the game, move on to the next one. It's the opposite format. Blammo.
These
There
are
we go.
untimed still too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
18 hours of Flesh and Blood.
And 9 count your blessings are legal in LL.
For
lest
about
we
4
forget.
days, hopefully. Yeah.
Okay,
That's
so I think there's two paths here, right? There's one is what are the logistics of this? And 2, what is this like for players? I say let's start with players first and then we'll move into logistics and then we'll have hit 2 hours probably of podcasting and can go home.
So I did read a tweet that it was like a lot of you bitches that are never going to be in the world championships have a lot of opinions about this stuff. And to address that, I don't know how to cook, but I'll leave a 4-star review when I go eat food. Movie critics exist, TV critics. Criticism is a way to enjoy a hobby. It's a way to engage with stuff. Yes, I will never be world championship. I will never be in a top 8, but I do worry about how this is going to be marketable or how there has to be kind of a thought process of maybe I could be world champion one day. That would keep me buying the product. That would keep me showing up to stuff of like, I have aspirations to play in the NBA growing up, but if they literally drilled it into my head as a 4th grader, you will never be 6'5", and you should have been practicing 5 years already at this point in your life. I would be like, oh, maybe I won't care about as much as about basketball. So I'm a little bit worried for the casual crew of like the top 8, best of 3. I can't fathom beating Michael Hamilton in 2 different formats in 2 games after 2.5 days of intense competition. Like that's no longer even pretending to be attainable. So that's where I'm going to go with that. I think logistics is going to be insane. And then
we'll talk about logistics.
Oh yeah. Okay,
we'll
okay.
Players.
You're going to be playing 3 days already before top 8, or is it just 2?
2 days.
Thank God. So this is day 3. If you're not first, you're going to be like sitting around for 6 hours as 2 people play their rounds, and then you go.
I think. Well, not to blend logistics here, but I think what they're going to do is they're going to have 2 matchups at a time.
Okay, and then
So to be like, yeah, 4 players happening, 2 coverage booths or 2 coverage tables, and then they'll do a second round, then the semis and the finals.
I do want to say also, Living Legend, it seems like this is the year of Living Legend is either about to be the most important thing, and it did so well at Worlds,
Second most important,
or it didn't do. Like I feel like some people have said, I bet Living Legend will become the premier format eventually because people want to play their cards and want to do very cool things. There's at least 5 people that tweet that every 3 months. So like, I think what I'm trying to say is this is make or break for Living Legend format. If people go roll their eyes as like they did at Blitz in San Jose, I think Living Legend will dissipate. Also, I'm kind of annoyed that we're not drafting a brute set at Worlds when like we've never drafted a brute set at Worlds, and this would be the time where if you're a brute player, you get your percentage points, and this is your time to sneak into a top 8 because you have all that limited knowledge payoff.
I mean, it was in PTLA, but yeah. How many heroes have LL'd? How many heroes have LL'd?
12?
Without counting.
12?
Without counting?
Without
9.
Like just like in your mind, like how many is it?
I would say 12.
Yeah, I would
Price
say
is
something
Right
like
rules,
that too.
9.
Oh,
It's 15.
14. I was going to say 14.
So like, as far as you're saying, like this year is the year. I think like they've kind of hit a critical mass of like, all right, we have enough where it's not like LL just means you get to play Starvo or you get to play the elemental heroes. It's like,
Yeah.
no, like actually it's pretty diverse now. Like there's kind of a lot of options and you can kind of take it a lot of different ways.
I really just hope someone figures out one deck that plays in both formats and it's just like
I mean,
like has
the double
advantage of not having to switch what they're thinking and what they're doing, which would be sick.
So there will certainly be
Dio.
differences in the decks, but you could play Kano in both formats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and there's an argument to be made that that's like a reasonable thing to do.
Be
But yeah,
sick.
Dio as well. You definitely play some
Dio.
more cards, but
Ira changes up some.
What I think is a potential really cool situation is, so it's best of 3. So you're the higher seed and you know your CC matchup is bullshit. You could just pick LL, go to game 2, concede, and then play LL again. Like, you could play just Living Legend all the way to the World Championship and not have to play your Classic Constructed, or vice versa, right?
yeah, sure. I mean, I
Which
don't know
is
why you would
kind of
concede.
cool.
You should play it, but you could.
But what it would be like, you're so favored in your whatever format, you know,
If you're
they
playing
have chosen.
Kano and you show up to Prism, you're going to go, let's go into the next one. Yeah.
Yeah, totally, right? Like, because this brain, you know, if this is a
Genesis, and they'll go.
This is like something we would have done during the pandemic for a Battle Bro tournament back in the day. You know, I think too, they really like, this is a really long day, so they really need to have players playing more. You know what I mean? Like, and this maybe segues into the logistics of it, is that it could be so many games, but also B, these are the most, I think Blake said these are the most important games of the whole year, right? And for them not to show every single game would be crazy to not do that at the World Championship. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
I think
so
they'll
like,
show them all.
I don't know how they solve that and not be like a crazy day. Like, just even 2 games at once and then never breaking would be still a really long day. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The least you're doubling the length of it.
Yeah.
One thing though that is actually good that it's are like, it's good that it's long, is that like sometimes it's kind of anticlimactic when like Worlds is like when you're at the event and Worlds is like over at like 1 p.m. or like, 1:30 or something, and it's like, oh, well, we're all going to be here until like 5 or 6, but it's just like, oh, yep, that's it, it's over.
Well,
and now we're all just
change the time that they start. No,
that's kidding. True. This is another way.
I think
Yes.
I think in theory, this sounds really cool.
Agreed.
I think best of 3 is something we've never done, and is an interesting thing. I think switching the formats is like a weird wrinkle on top. I feel like they're just like, maybe it's one too many things they're trying to like switch up in the last bit here, but I guess if you're, if the meta, maybe it's like something where it like kind of encourages people to play things or like build different decks because they don't have to worry about it being their only solution to everything to win the whole thing. I'm curious like what the thought process was that kind of led them to both switching the format and doing best of 3. But yeah, I think from a player perspective it's another day of just playing Flesh and Blood all day. So I guess it's not that different than any other day of the event. I guess they played less games technically. So
yeah, like the max you could play is 9. Like if you win the tournament and you go to 3 on all of them, you play 9, which basically I feel like day 1 is. Yeah,
I feel like they're gonna mostly go to. I don't know. Part of me feels like it's always going to go to 3. I feel like at like Evo, they always are like, it's the final round of the final, match. And it's just like, and that, I think that's a cool thing to build. It's just hard when then it's like, and now for another hour and a half game, you're just like, oh fuck, dude, I'll watch the highlights later, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, to speak to that, Colin, in a perfect world, we would have that first bit of the tournament, we would have 4 tables and we would have 4 crews doing all 4 games. And they would have a separate stream for each of those. And you as the audience member could bounce between all of them. And they would be able to check in with each other and you would have like a ticker at the bottom of the screen, like what's happening in the other game, like a real tournament for real sports. You could watch the thing, but keep track of whatever is going on, right? And then you pare that down as it goes, or whatever. Like that would be the ideal way to handle this, because like it would be really hard if it's still only one camera and you have to sit around for a million years while they finish their game. And then, and you're like there to play, and then that game finishes, and then you have to sit around for a long time and then like get rejuiced up. Like, there's a level of what I've said on this podcast a lot of like, well, that's just the nature of the game. So that's like the rules that are made. So if you want to win, that's how you have to play, for that. But at the same time, like that's not as good of a product or as fun. Right. And you want it to have a good review with your brand new idea. So anyway, I don't know. I don't think they're going to pull off the multi-camera, multi-simul stream, but maybe they will. It's Worlds.
Are we in logistics yet, or?
Yeah, let's go to logistics, Blake.
So, because there's 2 things that popped in my head as we were talking. We have only had, you remember the celebration for heavy hitters? That was some type of 3 for 3 things of like, you got to beat me in CC, you got to beat me in this. Yeah. And so we do have a little bit of a preview of, you can go watch that, of how they would do that. I think that was a thought process of, I had paid attention to those CC games, but then I did not watch a Lexi game because I was annoyed with Lexi at that point in my life. Maybe I would watch a Lexi game now. We've been playing some... we've been doing a triangle in my group of Prism into Lexi because those are the heroes they want to play LL in. And then I'll play Rhinar into the Prism because it's super fun to beat up on Prism still after all these years of you can beat everyone else. You can't beat Rhinar. I'll kick your ass every time. The other thing that I think is all right, we'll say it. If we need 4 streams, I think Mansant handles 2. And then is this the time where we can flex a little? Not me, but LSS. Let's get an AGE thing. They're going to be stream 3. Who has cameras on the East Coast? And then you do simultaneous, so nobody has. Well, I'm fresh because I was in the early game, and I'm playing somebody that just did a 3-hour slog. I've eaten lunch and had 4 hours break because I would be I don't know if I'd be pissed, but if I'm playing for $25,000 and then I'm playing for $100,000, I would like to be the person that gets the game that goes first. And I don't know, are they going to do that random draw? Are they going to do who's LSS's favorite? Are they going to do what's the best matchup goes first? Like, I think it is even like this is stuff you need to think about because it needs to be as fair as possible. I'm not saying they don't run things as fair as possible, but if I'm playing for $100,000 and I'm coming off of I just played 3 hours, I'm going to be mad. Never going to happen to me. Letting you guys know that. But yeah, Gregor, who won last time, was playing full fatigue. And some of these people, there's going to be a full fatigue deck in the top 8 where both of their decks are full fatigue. That's just inevitable.
The funny thing that's going to happen, and I'm like a little bit less worried about like how it can go wrong. I think there are ways it can go wrong, but I think one thing that will be funny is there's going to be LL games that are like the Grind Fest, Pitch Stack, CYB, and then there's going to be like Briar Mirrors that are going to be like 4.5 minutes. Like, you know what I mean? Like both of those are going to happen. And so I think enough players are going to bring aggro in LL where like the time concern will be a little bit less. And we'll see. Yeah. We'll see. But there's going to be a game where it's like an hour and 25 minutes of like LL or CYB pitch stacking and all this stuff. And then there is going to be like the 5-minute Briar Mirror.
I agree. I want there to be some gamesmanship about the format you choose and like how that all plays out, having 2 constructed decks versus your opponent. Like just the whole thought of that whole thing. Like if you're one of those players who's like thinking they could win the tournament, what a consideration of 2 decks you have to bring that both have to kind of maybe get you all the way there. You know, it's fascinating. If it was just classic constructed into LL into classic constructed into top 8, that's classic constructed, that would have been such a boring Worlds tournament. This makes it so much more interesting, which I just like never thought of because I was just going to be like happy with whatever the top 8 was, you know? So.
And when you're talking about gamesmanship, are you saying like even when Victor Wembanyama and Chris Paul did we're not going to shoot, we're just going to pass and it's going to count as us missing our shots. Yeah. And then as soon as they go sit down and set a record time that cannot be beat, the NBA goes, whoa, that's not what we meant. Of like, I think if somebody wins, like you're saying, of I have a awful matchup LL, I'm not even going to play it, and they do it exactly like you said, I think there will be 56% of people being like, that was badass, and then 44% of people being like, this is a villain I'm going to root against for a while. I think Flesh and Blood needs people like that, though.
Yeah, totally. And that's a better way to gamesmanship it than it is to be like, excuse me, they forgot to draw their Ponder card off of their Ponder token. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean. That's not the good way to gamesmanship.
What an example. What a thought.
Yeah.
Who could possibly do that? Anyways, It's a cool format. We'll see how it turns out. I think it's fun. Dual constructed is a hard thing to do well, and I think that this is an interesting way that it could go. It could do well, and I hope it does.
I hope it do too.
I just, it's so hard to want. I don't know why LL feels really hard to want to go play. Like, not because of every, like Blake has said, every deck I've ever hated is hanging out in that format, but that it feels like you have to kind of, like CC, there's a history of what has been happening that fills your brain with what the meta is doing. You know what I mean? There's like a, you're on steps or a path, whereas LL, you don't.
You're thrown into the mix. You're
yeah. There's no pathway, you know, and
Well, I
there's
mean-
new cards that have come out and stuff. So it just feels like overwhelming to be like, okay, what do I do as Icelander in this format? Or like, oh shit, there's a Dromai. How do I play this?
I don't have
again?
Singe.
Yeah.
I mean, I played a skirmish this last weekend. I played Icelander, and
yeah,
like
tell me.
So first of all, you get to do some cool stuff. You get to play Channel the Bleak Expanse, which is great because so many decks are trying to draw and reveal and stuff and search their deck. So you get to play Channel Bleak, which you've never gotten to do again. You get Amulet of Ice back. You get to play Insidious Chill again, which is delightful. You can play Burn Bear if you want, which is something she never could do. But you also just get to do bread and butter Icelander stuff, right? You get to do the extra turns of Channel Lake Frigid and Ice Vein. And I'll say, like, the vibes playing LL was a lot of, like, the people who've been playing for a while being like, oh, wow, I'm so glad I get to play Chain again or Briar or whatever. But it was also, like, some newer players who were like, yeah, I played Viserai, and now he just LL'd, and now I want to play Viserai again. And, like, they weren't even, like, aware of the Skeletor stuff. And so, like, they're, like, learning, like, oh, Skeletor Sonata, that does seem busted. It's, like, a cool, like, way to, like, revisit the game's history. And I don't know, the vibes were just, like, very good because everybody was, like, not taking it seriously. But also, like, still playing hard. Like, and the format feels balanced-ish. Like, Icelander competed with all the aggro decks. Like, you can play Lexi. Like, I don't know. There was, like, a lot of heroes, and they all felt like very powerful, but not like there wasn't like a, oh my god, who the Briar deck was just so busted. It felt very reasonable.
I've
Colin,
got a
well,
you go first.
Colin, if he would play Living Legend as a OG Prism lover, is this a format you're interested in?
Hypothetically, yes. But yeah, I don't know. It's just like the outside of this current season, I feel like the opportunities to actually play it or need to play it are pretty, few and far between. So it's like, do I take the time to like put together a LL deck and try to get good at it and also do that when I'm struggling just to do that with regular CC? Probably not, but I think I like the idea of it, and I think it's fun that it is there. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's delivered anything to me where I'm like hell yeah, like actually, other than just like thinking about it and being like, well, yes, it is cool that you can do, you can play Viserai again, you can play Chain again. Like, other than that bit of it, I don't know, just feels like a lot of extra effort to play a weird version of the game that I feel like I know nothing about.
Fair.
But
I've got an analogy.
what is it analogous of?
I think you're going to school.
I graduated.
Some people, whenever they leave junior high and go to high school, some people go back and visit junior high. And you would have people like you're my favorite teacher. I'm back. I've got my car. Here's my keys. I never went back to junior high. And I never visited my high school teachers at all after high school. I loved high school when I was in it. I never went back.
You're saying people who like LL are the ones who peaked in high school?
No, I'm saying they're the ones who like, not only did I love junior high so much, I want to go back and tell people how much I love junior high. And you're like, it's a very, very specific energy, but also like people move away. Maybe your LL is like, they moved away. One of my best friends from junior high moved away. And I thought we were going to be together forever, but you got 1,000 LL points super quickly, Aurora. Like, that was my summer crush that one camp. Like, and then I never saw her again, and now I'm gay. Like, there's like, there's
it's her
that
fault.
analogy going on here where, like, you could tell people about your summer crush forever, or you could try to date new people.
Counter analogy.
Oh.
I like where you're at, but I think it's different than that by a little bit, at least in my perspective. It kind of feels like a remastered like video game. Like, so I'm kind of agreeing with you. I'm kind of agreeing with you,
for
but
me as well. I like that a
like
lot.
they remake, Fire Red Leaf Green, right? They add some new things from the latest generation, but it is still kind of the old thing, but it looks a little different, but it still has nostalgia, but it feels a little bit like that. And I think like that's what led to the atmosphere of like, this is a lot of goofy fun, haha. And also like, wow, this is kind of cool that everyone's back on their old main.
And to be 100% with your analogy, I have not done a remastered game if I have played it beforehand, but there are games that I have missed completely that I was glad got remastered so I could try them out. And that's kind of exactly of, I never played Prism back in the day. I was the Prism killer, but it was kind of fun at Raising Canes to play Prism into Evan's bitch ass Lexi and run him out of cards. He had no damage to kill me. I'm at 6. I survived. I've got two shields up, and it's like, wait, you're out of cards? You can't win? And it was just like, my whole hand was like, no blocks at that point. I was like, thank God. Let's go.
Those are two great analogies, which I will riff on a little bit on both of those. For like the person who goes back to high school, like the next year, like they graduated and then they show up in like May, like back at high school. The high school kids are psyched to see that person. You know what I mean? And some of the teachers are psyched to see them also. And so it's not like it's bad. It is not my value. I would not do that because that feels very shameful. But when it happens, it's never like, hey, you're a loser. Get out of here. You know what I mean? It's like, whoa, it's so great to see you. Like, what are you doing? Like, blah, blah, blah. I'm so glad you're doing well in your life, And then the game remaster, God, that's so good because I've done both. I have been like, oh, I never played this. And now I'm playing it. Wow, that was really good. And, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to play this again, remastered. Like, that's going to be so much fun. Except for, what was it, Diamond and Pearl? Those were not good remakes. Anyway,
Sapphire Ruby was great.
Trying to think of what is the most recent remake that I played that I was like, hell yeah.
They've also remade like Resident Evil 4 for every console ever. Last
Skyrim,
of Us, every console ever. Where you're like, you're not even playing Last of Us if you waited till PlayStation 5 to play it. Because the rest of us played it on PlayStation 3. You don't have the same context for the game, and it's different.
Like Final Fantasy VII got like super remade.
Oh my god!
Yeah. Which I didn't play because I was like, I don't know.
I've gone back and forth. I haven't played it, but I've wanted to. But yeah.
So there's that level too of like, yeah, I don't need to play those. I played them, or I'm still not going to play that, even though it's remastered. So we're just saying everybody's different.
We're an analogy podcast now.
The Attacknology podcast.
Maybe in 10 years we'll go back and be like, wow, Viserai was cool. I'm going to keep playing it.
Well, if you divide this by 5, we get, what is that, 24 episodes a year. So 10 years from now will be episode 360. Full circle?
Full
It's
circle.
Beautiful. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Fuck. We'll be almost 50. That's crazy.
Almost.
Oh my God. Okay. So I know I'm talking a lot today. A good thing happened to me today, so I'm trying to get it all out. I have a Survivor podcast, and whenever you like set up a joke and it like hits and you're like, whatever, we do a draft of the new cast, and I was going first. It's like an art draft. So it's people that are on the new show. I went first, which means I get the last person, and the last person was not what I wanted at all. And her name is Shannon F. And there's not another Shannon. I just don't want to say her last name right now because it came to be my turn. I have to accept the 18th one. And her name is Shannon. And I said, I guess I'm a Fairweather fan because her last name is Shannon Fairweather. And Fairweather fan, I didn't want her at all. She's not my archetype that I like, I guess. And I was like, my team name is Fairweather Fans. And the two co-host people were like, that's like a cinema moment or whatever, where you're like, God.
So not only are you saying your other podcast is better, but you're also stealing content from this podcast to make your better podcast better?
No, I'm saying...
That's all I heard that whole time.
I'm saying if I could bottle up the joke layer stage of instant speed with reaction speed and y'all's joke attack or defense reaction that failed right there, that would be the card I would use for Reviled Brute of like snide joke or whatever. It would be my favorite card of attack reaction Reviled Brute. I hope it's there.
Blake, you also talk a lot every podcast. That's why you're on the podcast.
Yeah, he doesn't listen to podcasts, so he doesn't know how they actually work or what was expected of him.
It's true. Got him at instant speed right there.
Oh my God, I did not have anything in arsenal.
What's the name of your other podcast? Let everyone know.
The Survivor
Bleep that
Specialist.
Bleep it out.
Yeah, right.
Blake's Survivor podcast with other people.
Hell yeah.
Notably not asked any of us to be on it, just saying.
Oh, you big Survivor guy, Zane?
I've watched a lot of it in my life, yeah.
All right, we'll have you next Tuesday. Be ready.
Okay.
See you next Tuesday. Good night.
Wait, did someone say art draft?
Is it right now? Are we going to just do it right now? If someone fucking drafts all 4 pieces of Olympia's equipment as one pick in art draft, I will destroy the episode. And you.
just your pick each time is just the Olympia armor.
Yes.
I like that.
If you use
that
all of your picks to pick them, that's goated.
And then the last pick is Toby Jugs, baby.
Toby
let the record show that I am Toby Jugs' biggest fan.
Also, let the record show that Golden Gate, which is maybe a pretty freaking good pun in this game, regular card, foot, full art card, no foot.
What?
You're saying, well, yeah, because the text box is then lower and we're like zoomed in at the knee a little bit. You know what I mean?
You can see them big toes right underneath the text box.
I guess it just depends on.
It's not the same.
In real life, those toes are going to be looking at you
as it's on your board. It's just like, do you like just to look at feet, or do you want your feet to like squish cake between its toes or something like that?
Toby Jugs.
Toby Jugs.
Also feet.
I was going to say, World Championship is in Philadelphia, November 13th through 16th, which is the same weekend that the Netflix House of Philadelphia is opening, where I have worked on a big project there. So if you're looking for something to do after the event, you should hang out, take a really long Uber to King of Prussia, Pennsylvania, and to the mall and go check out the mini theme park that they built. And then tell me, and I'll tell you what I did.
That's going to be open by then? That sounds pretty cool.
It says it's supposed to open that weekend. It's on their website. I am not giving any insider information. I'm not even saying what I worked on, just in case that's somehow I'm not allowed to say that. But
what's the Philly promo gonna be?
Dude, just a cheesesteak. Welcome to the golden juice. I don't know.
Is it gonna be like Love Park or something? Like what? There's like a few different ways you could take it. Like Rocky.
It's a cheesesteak, Liberty Bell.
Yeah. It's a Liberty Bell hat that you can
shelter the steak.
Is there a sports mascot everybody loves in Philly, like a upsetting amount, or like an unhealthy
like the
amount?
Weird guy? It's like the weird.
I mean, there's the Philly fanatic.
No, the orange guy, Gritty.
Yeah.
There's got to be a grit card in our
Rocky. Could be Rocky also.
I was like wondering, do you do like out muscle, but it's Rocky?
Yeah,
because like they have to do it. It has to be a generic.
That's pretty good.
Why did we not do this for all the other cities? Is it just because Philly has more cool shit that's iconic in it we just?
It's because we
did it with LA. We did the LA sigil, the Burger King, McDonald's gas station one.
Oh yeah, that's true. That was good. Also, is Philly underrated as an American city?
I like Philly.
There's no way it could be over, so that makes sense.
How do you rate it? And how?
Well, I would say like what's A/S tier, right? That everybody talks about would be like L.A., New York, San Francisco,
Chicago,
Paris,
Miami.
Texas.
Miami.
Is Miami on that list? Like I know that. Like
that's
geographically, it makes sense, but
for some people, I think it's on that list.
Yeah.
Right?
Depends how much you like to party.
Do you add Philly into that?
Philly's
echelon?
Philly's
top
around
of tier 2,
top 28. It'll get in there. I think. What if it's arcane compliance and it's just a bunch of policemen doing this?
It's the National Guard because they're now there protecting all of us from ourselves.
A really weird thing about
calming breeze, but a cheesesteak with the wafting stuff.
Calming breeze steak.
hire us, please. Speaking of the National Guard, a weird thing about this cult I'm in is the fields we play on kind of hug our National Guard armory that happens to be right there, which is also next to the zoo. And at one of the fields,
makes sense in case the animals get out of control.
Yeah, totally are like elder black bear that barely can get around, or the otters or whatever. That on one of the fields, when you hit a foul ball, sometimes it goes into the National Guard fence, and there's just a graveyard of softballs in there, kind of like the Sandlot. And it's like the stakes are even higher. There's not a dog, but there is a felony waiting for you to go.
Are the stakes higher? In Sandlot, you die.
I mean, I guess so. Yeah, like this guy's on a card, right? This guy's on a card.
This is gritty, and yes, we should put him on.
Wait, okay, wait. I have an actual idea. Not that these aren't actual ideas. Warmonger's Diplomacy, and it's like some founding fathers type stuff.
Oh, this is gritty. This is the best mascot in the NHL.
He's so good.
But I mean, their baseball mascot's good too. The Philly Fanatic, the big green guy. Yeah.
Is there any big green guys? Riptide, but it's Philly Fanatic.
Reinar, but it's Philly Fanatic. Tough Nut.
I think Reinar LL'd.
Okay, wait. You guys moved past my Warmongers Diplomacy too fast.
It was very good.
Idea.
Yeah. I thought
I was looking for national treasure.
we didn't go ooh, but we did go. That was pretty good.
Wait, why is the Eiffel Tower? Oh, because it's
this is the sequel. Mother.
Okay, got it.
Oh, Fiddler's Green, but it's the Fiddly Fanatic.
So shout out to all our listeners in Philly. I can't wait to go to Philly. I'm so excited.
I like Philly a lot.
I didn't see I was just there. I didn't see much of it. I saw King of Prussia, which wasn't as good as Philly, as I'm going to guess. So
Nice.
There you go. Didn't have a cheesesteak either. But that's because I'm a pizza man.
Who makes a gluten-free cheesesteak? Let me know in the comments. I got to get one.
I think that's, if you say that out loud, that is the last sentence you'll say.
I mean, whatever, dude. Dab me with your John. I don't care. Yeah, I know what we're talking about. Also, I've been like mildly kind of sick from eating all of that pie this whole podcast. So if my energy has been off, that's why.
Did you eat the whole pie?
No, just that giant slice.
Just the 6x9 inch slice.
No.
Yeah.
Did you get the gluten full one? Is that what happened?
No, it just is. It's chocolate silk, Colin. It's chocolate mousse with freaking whipped cream on top.
I'm a berry pie guy.
It's rich. I know. It was just the only gluten-free pie they had. So
fair enough. All right.
5 years, man.
5 years. Yeah. Still got it.
Hell yeah.
What's your top 57 moments? But just do the first one. What's your top moment of all 5?
I don't know. Making Colin as my friend, that was a great. I'll probably never live that down in the Purple Discord of making a reference to our podcast to me in a group chat. That was great.
When did you
shoot your shot? Well, we were talking about spoilers or something, and Colin made a reference to a joke that we had on the podcast as a spoiler, and I screenshotted it and it was like, we have a fan. It was great. It's been with us ever since.
If only we could bottle that and sell it, man.
You can if you join our Patreon, $4 a month. That's like less than a latte now. Lattes are like $5-6. $7 if you got to get the oat milk. You know what I'm saying?
$4 is the pack you're going to open and then throw in the trash when it doesn't have a Majestic. People in my locals are just throwing bulk in the trash. There's no even any pretense of even caring about the hollows. Straight in the trash. I'm like, this is so wasteful.
It's crazy. Okay. That's our episode. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Happy 5th. Great job, team.
Happy
We
birthday.
go. Woo. Happy birthday to everybody. To Zane. To
Arachne.